Hey guys, it's Tay, and today we're gonna do a love picker reading. A love pick a card reading. I know that like right now everyone's like, work on yourself and you need to heal and yada yada yada, and you know, let's get to the 5D, and that's all fun. I love all that stuff, you know, but sometimes it's just like you want to go to a tarot reader and just be like, when is he gonna text me back? Where is he? Like, I don't care about getting to the 5D. I need some D. I get it. So we are going to do a love pick a card, and it's whether you're single, you're in a relationship, it's for everybody. We're all inclusive today, just because Spirit made it that way. I thought it was going to be all for my single ladies and men, but you know, Spirit works in different ways. So I'm gonna leave the cards up, meditate on them, pick one of them, and let's just get right into it. Hello, group number one. You chose the Ghoster. And today I think I'm going to start off with some oracle cards. This new love oracle deck I got. So I'm really seeing, I think you're the one who's ghosting people. It's not you're being ghosted, but you are ghosting people. Because you don't know how to communicate effectively. So when you want out, you just leave. Yeah, so we have inner conflict, superficiality, and casual sex. So this is totally like low-key, hopping around. You've got like a rotation. When you want something, you get it. When you don't want it, you cannot be found. Can't be found. It's really like on your terms, nothing solid reversed. So it's like either you are controlling this, or there's someone in your life that you keep letting come back, and the same thing keeps happening over and over and over again, and you keep wondering why this keeps happening, but you're not changing anything. It's like, oh, okay, well, if he calls me at 3 a.m, like, I'm there, he tells me what I want to hear, and then boom, he's gone. Or vice versa. It's like, okay, I want this today, and then boom, I'm gone. You don't know how to communicate effectively once you get to a certain level. So it's just change. Yes, like it's time for change, right? I'm like all about like living your best life. Go do whatever you want to do. No judgment here at all. But at some point, like, sexuality should be sacred, right? It's one of the most sacred things that you can do with another person, and you're literally sharing energy with them. So this is like draining you energetically. This person might get something out of it, like from being with you if you're super connected, and then you're just like, okay, like, here I am, and then you're just drained, so you just bounce. We're gonna use the Bad Girl Tarot Oracle deck, but I really see that the reason this is happening is because something traumatic happened maybe a couple years ago, and it just made you turn everything off in the aspect of love. It's really on the back burner for you. It's not something that's important to you, and when it is important to you, it's just for a brief moment, and that's why things can be easy, and you'll go, you know, for a partner for a couple days and then be like, okay, well, this filled that void, I'm good for a month, I don't need anyone. And it's not healthy at all. Definitely getting like a blocked off heart chakra. If this was done to you initially, now you're doing it to others, kind of like, well, if this can be done to me, then obviously like there's nothing wrong with me doing it to others. You've turned your emotions off from this so well that you don't even think about it. I don't even think this hurts you that much, because this is what you're so busy chasing other dreams that this is fine. And And if it's being done to you, they're so busy chasing other dreams, it's like you don't have any boundaries to tell them no. But I really feel like this is what you're doing. Four of Swords, like, it's time to take a rest. It's time to take a break. We need to reevaluate what we're doing, what we need, how we want it. Six of Cups. How did you want, or how did you view a relationship before everything was tainted? How did you view a relationship? Like, think back when you were little or in high school and everything was so innocent and you were just like, this was so exciting and new. It was so new. Like, now you're just like, ugh, like, love, gross. Page of Cups, Justice. Like, you really had this idea in your head of what love was going to be like, and since it's not that way, or since you haven't found it in that way, it's tainted you. Yes, the Emperor, the Ace of Swords, and the Lovers. So, like, you're very dominant in a relationship. You don't want to give up your control. You don't like not being in control. They're saying control freak, Ace of Swords. And the Lovers, which I love this card so much. But it's okay to receive. It's okay to be vulnerable with the right person. You're so guarded. You're so closed off. You're so in your own world that you don't even realize what you're doing. You're not even consciously aware of it. And one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, oh my God, this isn't anything but I wanted. 10 of Swords. Like, this cycle keeps repeating itself. Either it's happening to you or you're doing it to someone, but like, it's over and over and over again. The Chariot and the Moon both reversed. It's like, well, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. So I'm just not going to pay attention to this area of my life. Like, I just don't care to pay attention to it. If I ignore it and I, check off the boxes X, Y, and Z in other areas of my life, that's enough for me right now. It's not going to be enough for you in the long run. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, like, work is your... Seven of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Woo! Work is your distraction. Like, if this logically isn't helping me, then I don't need it. King of Cups reversed. You are totally, like, checked out of your emotions. That's funny that also came up with the Emperor. It's like, yes, the Emperor and dominance is good, but like, you're overly dominant. You're overly grounded. You're overly analytical. And because of that, like, you won't even, like, give somebody a chance. You won't even take a chance on love. It really is just like, it's not that you're playing games, but you think this is okay and your partner doesn't think it's okay, right? And I feel like for some people, like, you're on the receiving end of it. You're not doing it, but the majority is you're doing this. Like, you are so cut off. It's on your time. It's time to change. Like, you have to open up to others to receive love. And at the end of the night, like, your career can't be everything. It can't be the end all be all. Let's see what are some tools that will help you change these ways. Okay, so I have Empath and Air reversed, and this is like, how do I want to say this? You can't let your mind control your feelings forever. You totally are disconnected to your emotions. You're totally disconnected to being empathetic. You view it as weakness, and it's because you're scared of even opening up yourself to it in your own life. Like, you are very empathetic, but you've cut it off so much that you can't even feel it. You don't even know it's there. And here it's saying Angel, Indigo Child, and Intuition reversed. Like, you might be in the middle of a spiritual awakening, which is wonderful and beautiful, but that also will make you be more conscious of what you're doing to other people, how you're making other people feel. You've never really thought of how you make other people feel, so this spiritual awakening may be very like dramatic or taxing on you, and now you're being forced to realize how you're making other people feel. So if you don't do it on your own, your spirituality is going to force you into this, and either way, like, this isn't going to be a thing for you much longer. Not by choice, but out of like necessity. Like Spirit saying, you know, if they don't want to realize this, then we're going to take it into our own hands to spiritually awaken them, to make them realize their gifts in an intense way, and then there will be no flow. It's either you're going to do it or it's going to be out of your hands, and Spirit's going to do it. Because what you have to do in this lifetime is so important that they need you to open up your heart chakra. They need you, and you might be scared to open up your heart chakra and open up to someone else because you're scared to love yourself and look in the mirror and see how treating others is a mirror image of how you're treating yourself, and how you'd rather be in control and not be disappointed than give control to anybody. And it's exhausting, like you're exhausted. And you have to release that control. So if you release that control, what's to come? The other, reconciliation, damaged. Okay. So don't get so wrapped up in your healing journey that, you know, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to start being better with the next person I date, that you don't mend bridges in your life already. And I'm not saying that if you aren't talking to someone anymore, like, go and call them up. Like, if they're out of your life, they're out of your life. But if you currently have someone in your life and you're like, okay, well, this is it, like, I'm going to cut him off and then I'm going to start fresh. Like, no, look at that and be like, okay, let's talk about these things. We're not getting back together. It's not going to work. The damage is done. But we need to have a chat. We need to put it on the table. We need to talk about these things. And then the other, someone new might be coming in, and they're going to have a very big influence on your spirituality. A very big influence on your spirituality. Let's pull a couple. Whoop. Friendship. Yes, and love-hate reversed. So, like, it's time to get out of this love-hate relationship. You're gonna find so much love through friendships, and the next person that you date, it might start off as a friendship and then turn into something romantic. Or to be emotionally connected to somebody, you need them to be your friend first. And that's not, I'm not saying like friend zoning them, but like that should be more important than the sexual intimacy that comes with dating someone, because that for you is easy, but the friendship part is hard. So definitely moving forward, like, slow down a little bit, get to know the other person, and be okay to opening up to their emotions, because that's when like true magic is going to be able to happen in your life in multiple facets. Okay. Well, I hope this was helpful, group number 1, and if you need any more assistance, you can always book a reading with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, bye guys. Hello, group number 2. You chose the Urban Farmer. Okay, so already I'm feeling much more light-hearted energy than group number 1. You like to date, you like to go out, you like to have a good time. Manifesting reversed and playing games reversed. Okay, yes, you like to have a good time. You like to go out. This year might have been hard for you because you love like a big romantic love. Rushing in. Liberation, separation. Okay, so I'm seeing like a lot of like passionate, like, oh, I really like him, rushing in, liberation, this is a great feeling, we're having a great time. Separation, boom, and as fast as it came in, it came out. Like, this is a pattern for you. Every time you meet a guy, you're like, oh, is he the one? Attraction. And like at this point, you don't even think you have a type, because you're just like, I just need this personality, which I think is great. 3's a crowd. So maybe you've tried having an open relationship and it hasn't worked, but like you're really the type of person, like as long as like you're emotionally fulfilled, you're here for anything. Like, let's have a good time, let's have fun. But like you really get attached. You really get attached. So I'm seeing like this is either like a lot of fire or water energies. Celebration reversed, fatal event reversed. So this is like almost, I don't want to say fatal attraction, but it's like, okay, like something will happen and it's like the kiss of death in your relationship. And then you know that the ending is coming, but you still avoid all of the red flags. You're like, nah, that's not me. And you opening up. I feel like you open up fast and you're learning to keep it in, but it's really not your personality. Like you're like, okay, let's tell my life story on date 2 and like my deepest, darkest fears, because I really feel connected to you. And it's just like a lot, like you're a lot, and you don't mean it in like a bad way. It's just who you are. You can't change it. 10 of Wands reversed. You're like, but you're so tired because you're like, I'm putting everything out there. I'm putting it all on the table for them to see. Why don't they like me? Wheel of Fortune. So going back to playing games, it's like, is it going to be a good one? Is it going to be a bad one? Is it going to be a stud? Is it going to be a dud? Am I going to like him? Am I not going to like him? Like, girlfriend, you are all over the place when it comes to boys. Boy crazy. That's what I'm hearing. Boy crazy. And it's so funny because the urban farmer, like, you feel like this would be someone who's very grounded and like earth energy and slow energy. But if you pick the urban farmer, like fast times are coming. We have the Devil reversed and the Moon. So maybe this is like you need some more boundaries. Like you need to be like, okay, like I can't put it all out on the table on date 2. Like slowly let it out. And right now you're screaming at the phone or the computer. You're like, well, that's not authentically me and I need to be authentically me. So I'm not going to do that. And the guy that I like is going to like me authentically, and he will, but it might take a minute for you to find him because you are so out there. A lot of men like say that they're attracted to that, but then they get very timid or insecure or scared very quickly. So be mysterious. Like you have like the sexual energy and like you know how to have fun, you know how to do all of these things, so like use it to your advantage. Like you are in control of this situation. I think this has happened so many times that you don't feel like you're in control of it anymore, but like you can be. So we have the 6 of Swords reversed and the 9 of Cups. So it's like you have to move forward. You have to get out of this space. Yeah, you have 9 cups and you think you're emotionally fulfilled in other areas of your life, but like you're still disappointed in your love life. And you need to just, don't water yourself down. Be authentically you, but just like create a timeline where I'm not going to drop this bombshell on date 2 because that didn't work out for me. So I'm just going to keep that bombshell until like date 6. You know, like little things, little tiny things that will get you into a long-term relationship because that's what you want. And it won't make everything fizzle out. Like, don't try every like fun thing in the bedroom right away and like give up all your tricks, right? Like don't do that. Like you're not trying, that's not the way that like you're gonna have a long-term relationship, right? Like you need to build on something. So what can help you like kind of get out of this funk? Fire, femininity. So like being vulnerable. Performer reverse. Like, stop being so advantageous. I don't know what that word means. Advantageous. It's just like, let's look it up. Advantageous. Happening or carried on according to chance rather than design or inner nature. Okay, so like, don't just like throw it all out there up front right away. Keep it to yourself. Keep some things to yourself. Stop like winging it and thinking he's gonna like this, because the past 6 guys haven't liked that. They liked other things, but that hasn't what kept them or had them stay. That's like not what's gotten them to stay. And even though you like having fun and like partying and like going out and doing all these things, and I feel like you're gonna have a partner that has to keep up with you, and that's great, that's wonderful. But don't like, just put it all out on the table, you know, reserve some things. You need to reserve some things. And it's not watering yourself down, it's just keeping some things to yourself. And what happens when you do that? So we have commitment, new beginning. That's exciting. The other. So, you know, someone new is coming in and it might be just a brand new start. Now, I also want you to keep your, okay. Okay. So also, you're trying to get a man right now who has a girlfriend. And don't do these things to try to get that person, because he's not your person. If he didn't have a girlfriend, then he would be your person. But like, don't try to, and I don't think you're acting on this either. You're just like thinking in your head like, oh, like once they break up because they're not supposed to be together, like I can be with this person. And he might be like a friend, and you're kind of flirtatious. You don't really draw the line. His girlfriend definitely knows about you. It's not like you're the other, but you're never, so what we have is longing reversed, superficiality reversed, hot and cold reversed, and main woman reversed. So this is someone like when he's having relationship issues, he definitely comes to you and he definitely like seeks your counsel, and then you kind of get hope in the back of your mind that if it doesn't work out, like we're gonna end up together. Like I need you to move on from him. Like it's not, it ain't it, sis. It ain't it. But I do think that you should, it's almost like you're self-sabotaging the other guys and you're like, oh, woe is me, like another guy like just like fled the scene, and like telling him about it and telling him about all these crazy things because you secretly want him to like you. I think COVID has just made us all crazy. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. I think the state of the world this year has just made us all a little crazy. So definitely keep some things reserved and move on from this situation, and then you can go forward, and there will be a new man in your life that you will be able to at least date, have a relationship with. So that's exciting. Okay, as always, if you need more guidance, you can book a reading with me below. And if you like this, comment, like, subscribe, and until next time, bye guys. Hello, group number 3. You chose the Fireballer. So, I'm getting a sense of you're like bored. you're not really the life of the party, so you like to date someone who can like bring that out in you. Opening up, new beginning, longing, superficiality. Okay, opening up, new beginning. Like you're ready for it, but in the past, longing, superficiality reversed. It's like the more you want something, the less you get it. This might be dating like super superficial guys because you want to look a certain way, but that type of guy isn't stimulating you intellectually, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have apology and escapism. So I'm really saying like, I don't think I like this guy. And because I don't like this guy, instead of leaving this guy, I'm just like drinking to stay in this relationship, drinking to like put up with him, drinking to stay. The ego reversed. Like you don't want to leave because of your ego. Huh. You might be attracted to someone else right now. Fights reversed. So either your partner knows that you were attracted to somebody else or was attracted to somebody else. And with fighting reverse, I feel like either this is an extreme form of fighting, like you're still in this relationship has turned very toxic and you're fighting a lot, and it's like you're both drinking now to like just avoid instead of talking about it. Or with fight reverse, it's like you're not talking about it at all, like, but you're not talking at all in general, at all, whatsoever. The Hermit. This is a good time. Oh, and the Lover's reverse. The Hermit. So it's like you need to seclude yourself and figure out what you want before you can make a decision, because you're so back and forth with it. You haven't really sat with this long, because the idea of actually making a decision that you want to make scares the shit out of you. Three of Cups. Normally Three of Cups is like, you know, celebration, but right now this could really be a time of like gossip and slander. Be careful who you tell about your love life. Six of Swords. You want to move on. Knight of Pentacles reversed, but like financially you don't think you can do it. Six of Wands reversed, and your ego. Six of Wands is the ego card. So it's like, all right, Six of Swords, I'm longing to go forward. Logically, I know this isn't going to work. I've tried things, and even if we tried more, it probably still isn't going to work. Knight of Pentacles reversed and Six of Wands reversed. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to stay in here because financially it makes sense. And egoically, like, I don't want other people to be like, oh, like, I told you so, or you shouldn't have done it, or, like, you just don't want to be wrong. Like, you saw the red flags, you ignored them, now they're, like, dead in your face. You can't do anything else to avoid them besides, like, drinking all the time, and, or, like, doing other things, you know, never being home, always being with a friend. And this is, like, really hard for you right now, especially because of the way of the world, and it's like you have to be home. The Fool reversed and the Ten of Wands. So it's like you've been thinking about this new beginning for so long, but you won't even let it come to the surface. Like, you feel it, but you won't allow yourself to really accept it or choose it. And because of that, Ten of Wands, you're so exhausted. So exhausted. You're just like, I'm over this. Sometimes you just think about like getting in the car and like running away. Justice reversed. You're like, this is not what I wanted. This is not the life that I signed up for. You might be married. It might be like a commitment already, or you live together. Like, I don't feel like this is just like a boyfriend, girlfriend who like still like doesn't live together yet. It's like you live together and it's just not working out. It's not working out. So like, what would happen if you decided to choose yourself? Let's see what would happen if you decided to choose yourself. The Hermit. the 9 of Rods, Page of Rods, ooh, the 10 of Coins, the Sun. So it's like, okay, the Hermit and the 9 of Rods. This is going to be exhausting, and if you do choose yourself and you choose to go and do your own thing, Page of Rods reversed, it's like something that was coming to fruition right now might not be able to, just because all of your like sanity is going to go into, you know, finding a place to live, moving, doing all these things. But it's gonna all work out. 10 of Coins, like you're gonna have so much more space in your brain to think of positive things once you get through this hurdle. So like think of it as using this time now to really make this decision and really go for it and really choose yourself. And then sometimes around, they're telling me like around May, you're gonna be able to have this new sense of security in yourself and in what you want to do. That the Sun and the 10 of Coins, it's like you're gonna have this amazing foundation and amazing like new life that you can start, and you can depend on yourself, and you might, it's funny because right now the both of you together are struggling, but if you were by yourself you would be thriving, because you're mentally would be thriving, and then because you're thriving mentally, you have so much more room for creativity and do the things that you want to do, and then the spirit could bless you with more, you know, because your mindset would be in a different place instead of always sulking like I'm stuck, being like, oh my God, like, okay, this is what we're gonna do now, this is great. So I really feel in my heart that that's like the next step. And I don't like, this isn't a whim, this isn't like one fight that you've had, like you've been pretty upset for a while now. Okay, so what else is going to come if you choose yourself? Okay, so work reversed and celebration. So it's going to be less of a time of focusing on work and more of a time of focusing on celebration, like celebrating your life. Like this doesn't have to be a sad thing that it ended. You can end on good terms actually and be like, okay, like it just didn't work out. Like you're not feeling it, I'm not feeling it, that's okay. Fatal event. There might be some event that's really like, whoo, shocking, and that's going to like push you into making this choice, or the choice itself is going to be fatal. Like, okay, there's no going back from this, you know, but you have to be okay with choosing yourself. Runner reverse. It's like, okay, and stop running. You have to stop running. We need you to like stand. And it's funny that they say stop running from things in your life, but start running, like physically running. So if you were a runner and you stopped running physically, like bring that back up into your life, but stop running from your emotions. It's like when you're happy, you run a lot, physically, like outside or at a gym or somewhere. But when you're sad and depressed, you don't run because you don't want to be alone with your thoughts so much. So like you run from your emotions by escapism, or, you know, friends or distractions or anything to get you out of facing reality. So let's see what May is going to be like. So say you choose yourself, you go through all the hardships, what will be the final outcome in May? Aw. Okay, making an effort, new perspective, balance. I love that. You might like doing this and being like, I'm leaving to just like figure out what I need because this isn't it, might be a way for you guys to really take steps back, because you're both so unhappy that there's no way that you'd be able to make yourself happy in a relationship right now. That if you fixed, you know, worked on yourselves and took time away from each other, like you could maybe mend things. So you don't have to, this isn't like a permanent thing, even though it feels like, oh, it's only this way or the highway. Like things don't have to be so black and white. and just like go through this with grace. But it's like you definitely have to face the music, right? You definitely have to stop using escapism as a tool. And then under pressure and foolish, the Fool, you know, starting your new journey and realizing maybe, hey, like, this is where I was wrong, or this is where I was right, and just taking a step back. Like, you need to take a step back and really get into that hermit mode to see what you want, because what you want isn't wrong, whether it's staying together or not, but you need to take yourself out of the environment. And then once you do that, you'll be able to think so much more clearly, and it'll help you tremendously with manifestation, abundance, your mindset, just being happy, your mental stresses, and all those things. Okay, well, if you enjoyed this reading and you want to work on one-on-one, my website is below. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and until next time, bye guys.